So I'm smiling because of what I saw the committee do to Trump tonight. And, with this guy, it's really quite remarkable how extreme he is, how absolutely and completely corrupt the man is, and how the ironies abound. He actually tells people that he's a truth teller. His social network, what he's using to replace Twitter, the fact that he was thrown off Twitter for being a shameless thug and a seditionist president, the Truth Network. And of course, it was right in there immediately to start to throw mud in every direction. And one of the things he said, which he said before, but he keeps bringing up, is this thing about irrefutable evidence that there was fraud in the election. And it kind of surprises me that Democrats don't take this up as a question, asked over and over. Where is the evidence? Produce the evidence, right? But Trump's way of doing things is like when he used to tell us, we're going to have healthcare in 2 weeks. And then when 2 weeks would pass, if he was asked, it'll happen in a short period of time. Next month, it'll happen for sure. Of course, it never did. In this case, he doesn't even bother saying how long, but it's irrefutable evidence. And of course, there's never any evidence of such fraud. In any case, I'm also smiling because the astrology is remarkable in at times showing you the fine detail of a situation. And I said in the previous video that the start of the hearings very much mirrors both what the committee is doing itself, and I think the chart is very good, very strong toward a good outcome. And it also links it to the US chart and links it to the satanic cockroach, the satanic ex-president. But it's interesting to notice that the moon tonight, as it was happening, is in the 18, 19 degree range, Libra, but overnight, it makes its way to the later degrees, so that basically 5 a.m., 4 a.m., in that range, Eastern time, where the cockroach dwells, the moon squares his Saturn and his Venus in the 12th sign, which I know from many, many past observations of his chart and concurrent events, he doesn't like that place at all. But it also tells you that the moon being in the third of his house of information guarantees waking up to wall-to-wall press coverage that will be very unfavorable, and his consequent rage. And the fine point is that probably the most devastating fact that came out of this first hearing is his own daughter basically saying, yeah, I agree with Bill Barr. And Bill Barr says the whole thing was BS. He says she's essentially rebuking her own father. Now notice, where is the moon in his chart? The moon in his chart is in the house of children. And so there's a very direct effect, because the moon, as it circulates, always carries that potential. It's not going to happen every time, but it's going to happen. You could say sooner or later, or you could say at key moments in his life. This is one key moment. Of course, part of the problem with that moon in his chart is that it's in the 5th, but it rules the 12th. And that complicates it dramatically and makes it a very problematic moon, in the sense that just what happened here and how difficult it must be for him. But like I have so frequently said, couldn't happen to a nicer guy.